Good morning, majors. So today we're going to go over Unit 5, Day 2 notes, which we're going over similar triangles this time, and we're going to prove triangles are similar. So we have similar triangles have all corresponding angles, angle apostrophe S, are congruent. Congruent means that the measures are going to be equal. So if I say that angle C is 30 degrees, then and these two triangles are similar, then angle T has to also be 30 degrees. Okay? Their angles have to be equal. And the corresponding sides are not going to be equal. Otherwise, they'd be congruent triangles. But the sides are proportional. Okay, that means that our fraction, our ratio is going to be the same. And I'll show you what that means in a minute. The symbol for similarity is going to be a tilde. So just like on top of the congruency or part of the congruency, we have a tilde on top, it's just going to be a tilde by itself. And this is a similarity statement. So this is my left-hand triangle and my right-hand triangle. And we're going to make the triangle symbol. Remember, order matters. So triangle, the first one, it doesn't matter. I'm going to put A, B, C because it's in alphabetical order. Now we're going to use the symbol similar to triangle. Similar to triangle. Now this order will matter. I started with A, so that one is H. I went to B, and that one is R. And then we have T. The scale factor is going to be a ratio. Of the corresponding sides. We have to use the sides because my angles are always going to be equal. They're not going to be different, but my sides will be proportionate. So we're going to look at the sides. Now let's look at the scale factor for the above triangles. I don't like to use the words big or small. What I'm going to use is the left-hand triangle and the right-hand triangle because what we're going to also do is look at the sides. What is my small, medium, and big side? So let's use, I need the small, the medium, and the big sides. So my smallest side on this left-hand triangle looks like it's 1.5. The smallest side on my right-hand triangle, 3, 5, and 8, the smallest side is probably 3. My medium side out of 4 and 2.5 is 2.5. My medium side out of 5 is 8 is 5. And then that makes the 8 and the 4 the big sides, right? And I'm always going to go, well, in this case, I'm going to do the left-hand triangle over the right-hand triangle. You could do the opposite if you want. It's up to you. Okay. And we have to pick the same sides. We have to do small over small, big over big, medium over medium. And they should all give us the same number. Otherwise, they're not similar. So small over small, that's one left-hand triangle first, 1.5 over small is 3. And now we could do big over big if you want. Big over big. Remember, we're always starting with my left-hand side on top. So the left-hand side, the big side is 4. And then the big side of my right triangle is 8. That's big over big. Or we could have done medium over medium. It doesn't really matter. My medium side is 2.5. And my medium side is 5. All of these fractions should be the same decimal, or the same fraction simplified. So what I want you guys to do is pull out your calculator, and I want you to plug this into your calculator. 1.5 divided by 3, and then you're going to press enter, and then math, enter, enter. And remember, that's how we simplify things. Or if you guys don't have your graphing calculator, if you guys are at home, if you guys get a decimal, this decimal should be 0.5, right? If you have your graphing calculator, your fraction should be 1/2. That equals 1/2. When you put 4 over 8, that is also 0.5. And when you put 2.5 over 5, that is also 0.5, right? That's a half. These are all the same, 0.5, 0.5, and 0.5. And that means that the ratio of the sides are the same. So this triangle is similar. So we have different ways. Let's look at this example. We have triangle CDE is similar to HKJ. List the pairs of congruent angles. Remember, order matters. So C is congruent to H. Angle C is congruent to angle H. They're equal in measure. Angle, let me do the green probably. The middle one is congruent to the middle one. So angle D is congruent to angle K. And finally, the last one is congruent to the last one. So angle E is going to be congruent to angle J. Okay, so this is my angles. And I can plug that in there. E is congruent to J. And the green ones are D and K. And the purple ones are the other two. Okay, so these are how they're congruent. Write a proportionality statement. I don't even have to look at this. All I have to do is look at my similarity statement. Remember that we make this in the order matters. So I know that I need a proportionality statement. That's going to be a ratio. And I know that my first two letters, CD, is a side length, right? This side length, CD, is not going to be equal to this one, HK, right? These two are not equal. In fact, CD looks a lot smaller than HK. However, the first two over the first two has to equal the last two over the last two, H or KJ, sorry. And then that also has to equal the first and last C to E over the first and last H to J. Those all have to be equal. The fractions have to be equal. So given FRI is similar to DAY, write the statement of proportionality. So we're going to have to find out which sides, right, are proportionate. So they kind of tell us that in this right here. I know that FR is going to be proportionate to DA. So that actually helps me right here because I know that my ratio is going to be 3 to 12, which I can simplify that, right? 3 over 12 in your calculator is 1 over 4. But I don't need that yet. So they're asking me for my statement of proportionality. Let's look at which sides are proportionate. I know that FR over DA is equal to, and I want you guys to tell me what the middle one is. And I'm going to tell you that F to I over, I did the first one and the last one, so I'm going to do the first one and the last one, dy. Okay, so F to I over d to y. Yep, and you guys are going to tell me what the other two sides are that are proportionate. Remember, the order matters, or the left-hand triangle goes first on top. Find the measure of angle R. So this is very important to look at our statement right here. Two triangles are similar in what way? R, let me erase this stuff. R is our middle letter. So our middle letter is going to be congruent to our middle letter. So A is our middle letter, and we need to find out what A is. We don't even have A. But we have D is 58 and Y is 61. We know that we have to add them up, right? And subtract it from 180. So 180 minus 50, 60, 58, and 61 is 1. Let me just reverse that. I don't know what happened. Okay, so 119? I don't know, actually. And then 109, no, 118. 109. Well, subtract it from 180, add them up, subtract it from 180, and find out what A is, and that'll be your R. And I want you guys to tell me that answer. Put it right here. And now A to Y. This one, I'm going to help you guys do this. I hope that you got 61 right here. And that means this one's going to be 61. Okay, A to Y. Remember what I told you, we have our ratio. So you can either use 3 over 12. I recommend just simplify it. 3 over 12 is the same as 1 over 4. And then, so that is my ratio. 1 over 4 is equal to, and then I need to find out what is the same as A to Y. So A to Y is our last two. So our last two is R to I. R to I is 5. And remember the left-hand triangle goes first. So I put 5 first. And then A to Y, well, that's what they're asking us for. So that is our X. And what we're always going to do when we have a fraction on both sides of an equal sign is we're going to cross multiply. 1 times X is X equals 4 times 5 is 20. So A to Y has to be 20. Alrighty. Go ahead and flip your paper over. I want you guys to try this. Tell me what sides tell me the statement of proportionality. Look at the sides. Look at the order. Remember, the order matters. Find the angle. You know, you have to add them up, subtract it from 180 to find this one. And then find SH and HP. You guys are going to have to use your fractions. Now, we're going to look at how to solve these or prove that they're similar by side, side, side. Remember, we also had side, side, side incongruence. So we call this side, side, side similarity. And we'll always use SSS, and then we'll put a little similarity after it. If the sides of one triangle are proportional to the corresponding sides of another triangle, then the two triangles are similar. So this one has nothing to do with angles yet. All I need to know is that my sides are all proportionate, all of them. So let's look at how we're going to set this up. My small side, I'm going to go left-hand triangle over right-hand triangle. And my small side looks like this one is 1. And this small side looks like this one is 2. My medium side is 2. And this medium side is 4. And my big side is 3. And my big side is 6. Okay? So I'm going to put my left-hand triangle over my right-hand triangle. And I'm going to put the side lengths. So I can put like 1 over 2, but I'm going to put the sides because they want my statement of proportionality. So I'm going to actually name my sides. This side right here is JK, and then this side right here is XY. And that has to be equal to this side right here is KL over YZ. And my third side is going to be red, JL over XZ. This one here, XZ. Now, I can make my my similarity statement. I can say triangle JKL is congruent to, or similar to triangle. I started with J, so I have to start with X. I went to K, so I have to go to Y. And then I went to L, which is Z. Okay, what is the scale factor? I need all of them to be the same in order for it to be similar. So my small side, remember I'm going to always go left over right. My small side is going to be 1 over my small side is 2. Is that equal to, I'm going to put a question mark above it, is that equal to my medium side is 2 over my medium side is 4? And is that equal to, question mark, my big side is 3 over my big side is 6? And plug these into your calculator. 1/2 is 0.5. Is that equal to 2 over 4? Plug that into your calculator. 1/2, right? And is that equal to 3 over 6, 0.5. Yeah, you should have gotten 0.5 for all of them. So yes, since they are all equal, this triangle is similar. Which triangles are similar? So I will help you do one of these really quick. Um, let's look at this. So we have 4 over 6. Is that equal to, let's just look at triangles 1 and 2. Okay, and I'm going to put 1 on top and then 2 on the bottom. So is 4 over 6 the same as 8, 8, oops, 8 over 12 over 14? And is that the same as 6 over 10? You guys got to tell me which one it is. This is how you're going to figure it out. Write the similarity statement after you find out which one it is. I don't think it'll be this one because 6 over 6 is 1, 14 over 12 is not 1, 10 over 9 is not 1, right? So if it's not these two, 1 and 2, it might be 1 and 3. So tell me if these are the same, and if they're not, try 1 and 3. And then I want you guys to finish this. So have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.